Hey everyone, today I'm going to tell you about a 2011 film called Little Surfer Girl. The story follows a 17-year-old girl named Raquel, played by 32-year-old Deborah Secco. After school, one of Raquel's classmates invites her over to study together. But when she arrives, things quickly take an uncomfortable turn. He starts kissing her and insists she stays. Later that evening, Raquel receives a message from him on social media. On his profile, there's a photo secretly taken in his room while they were supposedly studying. By morning, the entire school knows what happened. Overwhelmed, Raquel runs away from school. She leaves a goodbye note for her foster parents and disappears, finding a job through an ad looking for massage girls. But the reality turns out to be something very different. Larissa, the manager of the establishment, introduces Raquel to the other women. The working conditions are harsh, from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. with barely any rest. Or more accurately, without ever leaving the bed. The next morning, their first client arrives. Larissa offers him someone new, young, just the way he likes. Raquel enters the room where the man is already waiting. When he asks her age, she lies and says she's 18. Learning that she's inexperienced, he tells her not to worry, then roughly pushes her onto the bed. During her first week, Raquel saw around 30 clients and made a decent amount of money. Her youth drew attention, and many started choosing her over the others. With her first paycheck, she goes out shopping for new clothes. At the house, two men are sitting in the lounge. Seeing Raquel, they're stunned. She offers to call one of her co-workers for them, but one of the men insists. He wants to spend time with her. After them, Raquel sees another client, someone who seems to actually like her. After their meeting, he promises to take her away from all this, and she agrees to wait for him. Meanwhile, tension builds among the women. One of them, Janine, is upset that Raquel has taken nearly all her clients, and she has a child to support. Soon, Raquel gets another visitor, and it turns out to be her stepbrother, Rodrigo. He tracked her down because their parents are devastated over her disappearance. Realizing what she's been doing, Rodrigo warns her to never come near their family again, or there will be consequences. That night, Raquel walks to a public phone to call her foster parents. But the moment she hears her mother's voice, she's unable to say a word. The next morning, Raquel opens her locker and finds all her savings and a necklace she took from home, gone. She suspects Janine, the one who had just been upset with her. Raquel threatens to call the police, but Janine swears she didn't take anything. Later, Raquel's friend Gabby tells her who really opened the locker. Raquel grabs a pair of scissors and confronts the thief. Under pressure, the girl confesses. She spent all the money and pawned the necklace for things that help her disconnect from reality. The next day, Raquel apologizes to Janine for the false accusation. From that point on, the two become closer. Along with the others, they head out for a night at the club. There, Raquel catches the attention of some guests in the VIP area. One of the girls, Carol, waits until Raquel steps into the restroom, then invites her to join a private group of her friends. Before leaving, Carol hands her a business card and a small packet containing something illegal. At their next meeting, Carol tells Raquel that one of her wealthy friends is very interested in her. She promises to find Raquel a sponsor soon, someone who will cover all her expenses. Back at the apartment, Larissa walks in. She found the packet and wants to know whose it is. She assumes it belongs to the one girl in the house known for having bad habits. Raquel takes responsibility, but the other girl also claims it was hers. Larissa refuses to tolerate this in her house and kicks them both out. Carol helps Raquel rent a nice apartment in an upscale area. Soon after, Gabby visits and brings her belongings. She tells Raquel that after she left, Larissa completely lost it, because all the clients were still asking for their young favorite. Raquel comes up with an idea to start her own blog. This helps former clients and followers find her online. From that moment on, both Gabby and Carol become her business partners. Through the blog, where Raquel shares stories from her life and impressions of the people she meets, she quickly becomes one of the most talked about personalities in Brazil. Her real breakthrough comes when she introduces a rating system, evaluating manners, behavior, and other personal traits of her visitors. As her popularity grows, so does her sense of invincibility. Raquel begins to rely more and more on external stimulants to keep going. One day, she hears from her very first client, Halston. He's still drawn to her and gives her an expensive piece of jewelry, asking her to leave this lifestyle behind. But just then, Raquel gets a message. Another client is already waiting. Without hesitation, she puts the gift aside and tells Halston she'll come over, but only for double the usual rate. Disappointed, he walks away. On Raquel's birthday, Carol throws a party. Jokingly, the girls announce that tonight, the birthday girl's services are on the house. The next morning, Raquel meets with Gabby, and they argue. Blinded by fame, Raquel believes she's a star and thinks every man in the cafe desires her. Gabby is turned off by this arrogance and decides to leave. From that point on, they're no longer partners. Raquel stays with Carol, who is now deeply into risky habits, and she begins following the same path. Her blog becomes so well known that it wins a national award. Raquel is invited to appear on a talk show, but shows up in a clearly unstable state and on live TV shamelessly promotes her services. After the broadcast, she raises her prices, believing she's irreplaceable. Sometime later, the man who once promised to take her away returns. But Raquel has changed. Without even saying hello, she jumps straight to business, telling him not to waste time on small talk. Shocked by how much she's changed, he leaves in silence. Soon, all her earnings are gone, spent on parties and distractions. Clients begin to disappear. Raquel is forced to work on the streets just to survive. Even Carol turns her back on her. Things get so bad that she ends up seeing over 10 clients in one night. Her body gives out, and one evening, she collapses from exhaustion and substance use. She wakes up in a hospital room, with Halston sitting beside her bed. He rescued her and confesses his love. He has everything: a stable life, money, support. He wants to help her finish school, start fresh, and build a better future. But in the car, Raquel asks him to stop. She says he's a kind man, but she left her old life to be independent, and she's not ready to give that up. The film ends with Raquel's inner monologue. She dreams of having a family, of becoming a mother, but she knows she needs to save money first. So for now, she continues doing what she's doing. And that's where the movie ends. What did you think? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.